Our lead story, the truth about Ferguson, Missouri. Joining us from New Orleans, Democrat James Carville. Here in the studio, co-host of the Five, Bob Beckel. Where am I going wrong, Beckel?
There's not a lot to argue about here. I mean, look, the people who perpetrated most of these crimes are not from Ferguson. The guy, my guess is those people who went in that store didn't know who this kid's name was, let alone worry about whether he's dead or not. So there's that part of it. But the Pew Research came out today saying that black Americans take exactly the opposite view of what happened. They think that the officer probably shot him. White people think he probably didn't.
Why do you think African Americans, according to Pew, think that the officer murdered him?
Because they live in a town of 70% black. And
no. This is people across the country.
Across the country. Well, because I think that blacks are used to, in their view, not being treated fairly by the police.
All right, so the facts be damned, because I just gave you the facts.
No, I heard the facts, but you don't live in a ghetto like they do, and that gets pulled off and stopped. In Ferguson, they have 67% are black, and 92% of the stops are
Isn't it? Aren't you being a little condescending, saying that people in the ghetto can't discriminate enough between facts and emotion? I think that's condescending. I don't believe that. I think what they're hearing from the media is distorting their reality. That's my opinion. Carville, you go.
Well, first of all, I want to make a distinction. The criminals, they should be in jail. They have no business being there. People also have a right to exercise, to protest, to engage in free speech, anything else. So I want to be a real distinction.
Well, what if they're protesting something that isn't true? See, look, if Beckel is right and the Pew Research is... Wait, Carville. If Beckel is right and Pew Research is right, that most African Americans feel the officer murdered Mr. Brown, okay? They're basing that solely on emotion, not facts. There's never been another police shooting in Ferguson, ever. All right, this isn't Tombstone, Arizona. Okay.
Well, they live in a world. There's real research to show they're more likely to be stopped by the police. There's real research to say that there's sentencing discrimination. I mean, they feel. I mean,
I think that's condescending because African Americans are more likely to be stopped. They're going to convict a cop, then they don't know nothing about the case. They know nothing about the case.
They don't have the jury system and the criminal justice system is going to do that. People jump to conclusions. They have a right to do that.
They have a right to jump to conclusions.
Absolutely.
Well, of course they do.
They have a right to deny the officer the presumption of innocence?
No, that's not what we said.
On the jury they don't, but they can say they have the right to say, I think he's guilty. They just don't have a right to be on the jury.
But not based on in that town.
Wait, go ahead.
In that town, 67% of them are black. 93% of the stops in cars are black people. 2 times more likely to get frisked by cops. 3 times more likely to have their cars run over by cops. So you might have a presumption, but you don't live in the ghetto. You wouldn't understand. Last time I was up in the Bronx doing an AA meeting. I understand where their feeling is, and they get harassed by a lot of police.
So you're saying, both of you are saying, that an individual African American, because let's take individuals now, have a right to distort the case in their own mind because they feel the justice system is skewed against them.
It's distorted in your mind, not in their mind.
No, it's not. I gave facts, Beckel.
And so do they.
Oh, yeah. Wait. What facts did they give?
Their facts are that they have been harassed by the police department.
Okay, so therefore Officer Wilson's guilty.
No, they haven't reached the conclusion that Officer Wilson's guilty.
That's what they said in the Pew poll.
Listen, I'm curious thing, where was the factor, by the way, when they had 2 town meetings, when most of the people in that town went in peacefully and did something? Anybody cover that? No.
All right.
What do? We cover 2 blocks.
I was on vacation. Go ahead, Carville. Go ahead.
Can I make any American has the right to distort any fact that they want to. You can say anything you want in this country.
And that's right.
They don't have the right to be on the jury. But I don't know that they're distorting the fact. In their mind, an unarmed guy was shot 6 times. You know, that doesn't look good on the thing. Okay, what? In mine too. We want to know the truth about this.
How do you put your mind in your mind?
Wait.
That people don't have a right.
Aren't you guys basically giving people an excuse to be unfair?
You can't suppress people's First Amendment right to express
Who's trying to suppress their First Amendment right?
They don't have to be right. No, you said they don't have a right.
Yeah, you said they have no right to make these decisions.
Of course they do.
They don't have a right to say someone's guilty when they don't know the facts.
Of course they do.
That's defamation.
They have the right to do that.
Look it up.
You may not be the right thing to do, but they have the right to do it.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
You don't want to live in a place where you're getting beat up by cops all the time. You might reach that conclusion.
Wait.
Go ahead.
You just besmirched every law enforcement.
I did not.
If you live in a place where cops are beating you up.
Ferguson.
My God.
Ferguson. Do you understand that? Ferguson. There's where the cars get ripped over. That's where they get caught out of a car by white cops. And you wonder why they might have some sense that this guy was murdered?
It's really beyond belief what you're saying.
Well,
you are smearing.
You wouldn't have a clue of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot, and you're a genius. All right, Carver, look. People do not have a right to deny fellow Americans the presumption of innocence. They don't have that right because the Constitution dictates that we get that.
There's a legal process that goes on. People have a right to comment on it. They have a right to say that they think they're wrong. Again, no, having a right. This show is coming out for suppression of First Amendment rights. I don't think you want to be there.
It's not.
You can
if
say
you want to demonstrate peacefully, I have no beef with you.
Again, if you want to if people want to say Obama was born in Kenya, they have the right to say that. It's idiotic. It's wrong. It's all things, but they have the right to say it.
Wait a minute, Carver. I want to get you on. Are you saying that right now, all right, what you've seen over the past 5 or 6 days has been idiotic?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen smart things being said. No, it's not generally idiotic. Right. People have a feeling. I think it was.
Last thing for Beckel. Racial agitators. You are okay with them?
Absolutely not. I think they should be. I mean, Al Sharpton has to find one of these things at least 4 or 5 times a year to keep his profile up.
You like Sharpton? You respect him?
No. I do not.
I'm ending on that. Do you beat him up one time, didn't you?
We had a confrontation.
Yes, okay, so Beckel beat him up.
No, I beat him up. I mean,
Were you a police officer at the time? No, you weren't. All right, there's Beckel. And directly ahead, Charles Krauthammer on why Americans